Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a long sleeve sunflower shirt. I haven't made one of these in quite a while, and I don't think I've ever made one on a long sleeve shirt before. So to do the sunflower, I'm going to use hemostats. And I'm only going to put the sunflower on the front of the shirt. So the first thing that I'm going to do is isolate the front of the shirt. And to do that, I'm going to fold the shirt in half, and then using a washable marker on the front of the shirt, I'm going to make a mark at the center of the top of the shirt and the center of the bottom of the shirt. Then I'm going to grab the mark at the center of the top of the shirt and the one at the center of the bottom of the shirt, kind of shake the shirt just a little bit, and then lay it down. So what I've done is I've folded the front of the shirt in half, and then the back of the shirt is what you see hanging out back behind. Using a washable marker, I'm going to make a mark where I like for the center of the sunflower to be, and I'm going to put that just a little bit below the armpit of the shirt. From here, I'm going to fold the shirt basically like I was folding a mandala. I'm going to grab the bottom of the shirt or the hem of the shirt and fold it up, kind of like I was starting to fold a paper airplane. Then I'm going to fold the top of the shirt down. Then using a straight edge, I'm going to stick the straight edge underneath that fold that I just made, or that seam, and then lift the shirt up off the table, kind of let the straight edge come out. That's going to fold the shirt in half. From here, I'm going to fold each side down one more time. Now I'm going to use the washable marker and make a mark where the neck of the shirt is so that I don't extend the sunflower beyond that point. And I'm also going to make a mark where I'd like the center of the sunflower to end. Because the sunflower has such a large center, I'm going to make this area pretty big. To tie the center of the sunflower, I'm going to grab this line, and I can't really put a lot of fan folds in it, so I'm really just going to kind of squish it together and tie it with some sinew. Then to give some texture or the appearance of texture to the center of the sunflower, I'm going to tie some diagonal lines going out toward the center of that sunflower, and then tie diagonal lines coming back to that original outer sinew line. For the petals of the sunflower, I'm going to use hemostats, and I'm going to use curved hemostats. The ones that I'm using are, I think these are my 10-inch hemostats. I'm going to use my washable marker and make a line going straight down the middle. I'm going to use this line to line up my hemostats. With the curve pointing in toward the center of the sunflower, I'm going to place one set of hemostats on each side of this line. And if you'll notice, I'm kind of working with the hemostats to get them right in the middle of the line. There's not a whole lot of fabric on each side, but the fabric that you see on each side is what is going to be the petal of the sunflower. And of course, based upon where you place the hemostats, it's how large the petal is. I'm using my straight edge to kind of see if I've got them just about level or even with each other. Now I'm going to add one more row of hemostats to make an additional row of petals on the shirt. Remember, I drew that line up at the very top to keep track of where the neck of the shirt is, or where I didn't want to extend the sunflower beyond that area. So I'm keeping my hemostats below that other line on the shirt. Once I have the hemostats where I want them, I'm going to measure just to kind of make sure, and then I'm going to clamp them in place. And I have coated my hemostats with heat shrink tubing. That helps to keep the hemostats from damaging the fabric. At least keep the teeth of the hemostats from damaging the fabric. I purchased the heat shrink tubing at either Lowe's or Home Depot in the electrical department. Place a piece over each side of the teeth and then use a heat gun to shrink them to fit. If there's any additional tubing left at the end, I just trim it off with a pair of scissors. So for the rest of the shirt, I'm going to kind of separate the fabric a little bit, and then I'm going to scrunch it up. I'm going to hold all of those scrunched folds in place with some rubber bands. Then for this particular design, because it is pretty thick in the middle of the hemostats, I'm going to allow it to dry out completely. This one I left for several days because the weather's gotten a little bit cooler and I wanted to make sure it got really dry in the center of this because I want the shirt to be fully saturated. If you'd like a little more information about why I like to dye folds like this when they're completely dry, I have a blog post out on my website that discusses this topic in more detail, and I have a link to my website down below this video in the description. I'm going to use liquid dye for this design, and the customer that I'm making this shirt for requested more of a mustard yellow. So for this shirt, I'm going to use mustard yellow from Dharma Trading Company, Dutch chocolate, which is going to be the center of the sunflower, and then I'm going to do a mixture of Houdini blue and blueberry for the outer scrunched portion. I've mixed the dyes like normal, and then I've placed the sunflower colors down inside some very small needle tip bottles. I have links to these down below this video in the description as well. I'm applying the dye to the little piece of fabric that is on the outside of the first set of hemostats and in between the two sets of hemostats. Then right up next to the line of the first set of hemostats, I'm going to place a little small line of the Dutch chocolate over the top of the marigold. That'll add just a little bit of dimension to that sunflower, kind of almost make it look a little bit like a shadow. And when I'm applying the liquid dye to the sunflower petals, I'm going slowly. I'm adding a little bit of dye and then letting that soak in. I'm going to turn the shirt over, add a little bit more dye, let it soak in, and kind of continue that process until I can tell that sunflower area is really well saturated. I'm also starting with the petals because the petals are the lightest color. So I want to make sure that I get that light color on. It has an opportunity to hit that fabric first and start bonding with the fabric before I put on some of the darker colors. Also, when I'm turning the shirt back and forth so that I can add more dye to each side, I'm making sure when I lay the shirt back down, I don't lay it down someplace where dye is going to get on either the center portion of the sunflower or on the other part of the shirt. I think at this point I have the petals fully saturated. You can tell when they're fully saturated because you'll see the color will kind of change in the fabric. You won't have that fuzzy look on top, and it'll be harder to get the fabric to soak up that dye when you very gently kind of squirt it or put it up next to the fabric. Now I'm going to take some of the Houdini blue and put it inside of one of these needle tip bottles and add a little bit of Houdini blue right up next to that outer set of hemostats. This is going to help cut down or keep some of that yellow that's trying to go over into that area at bay. I am going to have some of the creep of yellow over into that blue, but I want to go ahead and lay down a line of blue to maybe stop some of that creeping of that yellow over into this area. So because some of the yellow does bleed over into that blue area, that's one reason why I use blue in that area. When the yellow mixes with the blue, it kind of gives a little bit of a hint of almost green, which looks kind of like leaves on the outside of the sunflower. It's not really dark, but it does give a little bit of a hint of that. Now I'm going to begin working on the center of the sunflower. So I'm using a needle tip bottle to add the Dutch chocolate to the various areas of the sunflower. Now, because I have tied so many lines in this center area, I'm going really slow with this, just kind of placing the needle tip right up next to the fabric and allowing the fabric to pull that dye down into it. Here again, I'm going to turn the shirt over multiple times, really make sure I get this area well saturated. I've had problems in the past with whenever I tie so many lines in such a small area, there's so much going on. If I don't spend a lot of extra time and go pretty slow to try to get the dye to soak into that fabric, I'll have some little white streaks in this part of the shirt. That's another reason why I allowed the shirt to dry out really well before I even started dyeing it. Okay, so now it's time to apply the dye to the outer part of the shirt. And like I said, I'm going to use Houdini blue and I'm going to use blueberry. And I'm going to just randomly apply those two colors, just kind of intermix them on this outer scrunched portion of the shirt. By mixing the two colors, it's going to give a little bit of dimension to that portion of the shirt. It won't just be one solid color. It will be a solid blue, but it's going to have some dimension to the blue. And if you're wondering how much dye this design took, this shirt is a size 2 extra large, and it's a long sleeve George brand, which is 100% cotton. For the Dutch chocolate and for the marigold, I mixed up half a cup, which was really too much. I probably only used maybe a quarter cup of dye. Then for the Houdini blue and the blueberry, I started out by mixing 1 cup of each. And I went back and added another half a cup of Houdini blue. So I like to make sure I get my shirts really well saturated. If you'd like a little bit of white left in the blue portion, then you probably could have gotten by with adding less blue. But like I said, I want it really well saturated. And after I get most of the blue on the shirt, I'm going to go ahead and kind of open the shirt up a little bit with my hands and check and see what kind of saturation I'm getting. After a little while, once I used both of these containers of blue, I went ahead and took my hands and kind of massaged the blue area, kind of squished it to try to squish that dye down into some of that area that wasn't as well saturated. Then I went ahead and placed the shirt aside, and I allowed at least 24 hours for the dye to properly bond with the fabric before I began rinsing it. To rinse the shirt, I took it to my utility sink and I began rinsing it in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. I untied the shirt, took the hemostats off the shirt, and then warmed the water up to hot and continued rinsing in hot water to try to rinse out the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. Because blue tends to be one of the hardest colors for me to get fully rinsed out of a shirt, I went ahead and ran some really hot water in my utility sink, placed a little bit of Blue Dawn dish soap into the water, and placed the shirt inside to allow it to soak. I probably changed out the water, every couple of hours after it would cool off, and replaced it with more hot water, and I continued that soaking process for well over 24 hours. I was still getting some blue into the water after 24 hours, but because the shirt was a little bulkier, I thought maybe if I stuck it in the washing machine, I could get out more of that excess dye. So I placed the shirt in the washing machine, added some Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent, and I washed it using a hot water cycle. And I actually did that a couple of times before I put the shirt in the dryer. Okay, so the shirt has been washed, dried, and ironed, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think this one turned out really pretty. I think the sunflower shape is really pretty. I do have what looks kind of like a shadow in between the first layer and the second layer of petals. And I got great color saturation. The inside of my sunflower is nice and dark and pretty. I do have a few little white or lighter areas on the outside portion of the sunflower, but I just think that gives a little dimension, and I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks really pretty. I also think the blue area on the outside of the sunflower is really pretty. I think mixing those two blue colors gives a little bit of dimension to that part of the shirt and makes it more interesting to look at. So overall, I'm really happy with this shirt. I think it looks really pretty, and I hope the customer really likes it. But what do you guys think? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And if you've enjoyed the video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.